right, good evening and welcome to the Homestretch with Adrian Durant. And tonight we have another special guest, American long jumper, one of the best to ever do it, Brittney Reese. Welcome, Brittney.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm excited too. Welcome to the Homestretch podcast. This is where we talk to exceptional athletes, track and field athletes, and world champions, Olympic medalists like yourself. And I just want to hear about your story. The things that you've had to overcome to achieve the success that you had. A little bit about you before we get started for those who aren't avid track fans. 7-time world champion in the long jump, Olympic gold medalist, Olympic silver medalist. Of course, you were an NCAA champion.
Yes.
You were indoor American record holder, and your personal best in the long jump is 7:31, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's 23 feet and 11 inches. That's almost 24 feet.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Almost close.
Yeah. One of the best long jumpers ever. One of the best athletes, period. I mean, look. And when I look at it, you have the 9th best mark, but it's like 5 of those are from the 80s. So I'm kind of
yeah.
And like the other 4 like Russian. So I'm like,
we don't really too much know, but
so in my eyes, you're probably the best to ever do it. So how did you get started with track? What got you into it?
So the way I got started in track was, I think I was in the 7th grade. It was more so of me following other friends because I was playing basketball and a lot of my friends decided they wanted to run track. And I was like, well, I'll do it too since we're going to do it. My grandfather at the time was big on sports, so he thought it was a great idea for me to go out there. Now I went out there and had my first practice and we were running and I was like, this ain't for me. So my grandpa at the time brought me right on back. So he was like, dawg, you're not quitting this. It'll be good for you for basketball to help you stay in shape. So I just stuck to it after that.
So it was, so for you at the time, it was just like, okay, let me do it. But it was still mainly about basketball.
So basketball at that time was my first love. And, basketball season ends. Once basketball season ends, track season starts. So for me, it was just more so just doing something instead, trying to stay busy, basically.
Okay. And so you're doing track, you're doing basketball. When did it start shifting to like, okay, I think track is going to be the main one?
It didn't really shift for me until, so I went to a community college and for basketball, and I played 2 years of community college. It didn't shift until after community college, basically, yeah.
So you were doing both the whole time. So you were good at both through high school.
Yeah,
that's right. You're in your high school's Hall of Fame, of course.
Yeah. I was good at both. Yeah, I was good at both, and I went to a community college to play basketball, and basically it was my last year of playing basketball. I could have left. I did sign a track scholarship out of high school to the University of Mississippi. I did, but I ended up going to play basketball for 2 years. I could have left after my first, but my basketball team was pretty good. And I was like, I'll just stick it out. It didn't shift to my second year because of, we had a situation where we was going to regionals and we made it to regionals, and two or three of the players on the team got caught smoking weed. And we ended up going to regionals with like 6 people. And
wait, I thought you said 2. That sounds like,
we ended up with 6 people at regionals. We got blown out. Like, it was not even right how we got blown out. And, the week of that practice before we headed off to regionals, I was like crying my eyes out because, I was just disappointed in how my last year was going to finish. Obviously, we knew we was going to lose. But so I got on the phone with my mom. And she basically said, if you want to continue relying on other people, continue to play basketball. Because I had basketball offers. I could have continued to play basketball. And then she said, but if you want to focus on yourself, go run track. Got tired of depending on other people. I chose track and field instead.
Yeah, that was a smart decision. I'm wondering if what would have happened if one of your favorite athletes would have done that. I know you're a LeBron fan, so I'm like, I don't know. LeBron might have been nice at track.
Yeah, Ron could have been. I could think he would have been well at track, football, basketball. I think he's just an athlete.
Of
Yeah,
course.
he's an athlete for sure.
Yeah, no. So okay, so you're in JUCO now. You grew up in Mississippi.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, which part?
Gulfport, Mississippi. It's on the Gulf Coast.
Okay, I have a buddy from Mississippi. You know Otis?
Last name?
Otis Harris. I figured the track world is small. How many Mississippi Olympic medalists?
I just know the Bianca Knights and the Tora Bowie. Man. Yeah, those types.
Yeah, man. Otis, 400 runner, 2004 Olympics. He got a silver behind Germany and a gold on the 4x4.
Oh, nice.
Man. Come on, Mississippi. Okay.
Yeah, I know for sure.
No. So your JUCO basketball and track, you decided, you know what? I don't want to have to rely on people entirely. I want to be able to control my own fate. So I'm going track. Yeah. And so what happened from there?
So that's when I took the scholarship to the University of Mississippi. And so that's where I ended up I think I stayed for 2 years before I turned professional.
You stayed for 2 years. Didn't you win the NCAA twice?
Yes, I won an indoor and out year the year that I turned pro. Yeah,
oh, so you went and smacked everybody and was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and sign this contract.
I was gonna stay. It was a conversation between me and my coach, and he felt that I made my first team, my first world championship team that same year. And I guess he just had so much belief in me that he's not one of those coaches that's gonna use you up because it benefits the team. He was looking out for me. He was like, you know what? Basically, you just need to turn pro. You need to be pushed. Basically, he said you're not going to get pushed in college, and you need to get pushed. So he recommended that I turn pro, and I stayed with him after that for a couple of years before I left and came to California.
Yeah. So what was that transition to being a pro? What was that like?
At first it was kind of tough because I had missed the team aspect of, being around my teammates, going to meets and things with them. And now it's just me it really was about me. Like what I did on and off the track, I was just basically by myself. So, I got to see my teammates and things like that, but just missing that whole team atmosphere, traveling a lot, learning how to travel, learning how to be a professional athlete. It was a tough transition, but it was also just a learning experience. Yeah,
that first year is a little bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah, for sure.
Get your own hotel rooms and all this stuff. You're like, man, I didn't realize.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, I had to grow up, basically.
Yeah, and so 3-time Olympian, Olympic gold medalist. The Olympic experience. I mean, I always ask everyone about it because it's one of those things. Like, it's an experience of a lifetime. You're never gonna forget it. And it's like, so far, it's either like, oh, it went horribly, or it was like, I did it. And so, you've been to a couple Olympics, but you end up getting the gold at one. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've been to 3 of them. Getting the gold. So in 2008 was my first one. I was still young. I think it was my first year professional, at being a professional athlete. So, I'm going in, just going in. But I kind of went in with thinking that I was going to get 3rd because I was projected at 3rd. So I knew that I just had to go in and just jump, and I would have got 3rd, and I ended up getting 5th at the time. And that was, it was devastating because I had, I'm kind of hard on myself. I pushed myself a lot to the max, and I felt that, I gave that away. And like I cried on the way back to the village in 2008. Cried on the way back because I was just like, I should have never not been on the podium. And so I made a promise to myself to never get left off the podium again. And I worked so hard. Like the next year, I won my first world championship, and I won another world championship. I won another. And like from there on, the goal was, okay, now you've got all these world championships, but no Olympic gold medal. So for me to finally achieve that goal in 2012 was just the icing on the cake for my career. Like I felt like I had nothing else to give to this sport. Like I've done everything imaginable in this sport as far as getting medals. So it was a blessing, and I worked so hard to achieve that goal.
No, you said something that is exactly what I was waiting for. Every time it's the part where you decided, you made a decision. I love hearing it. You were like, you know what? I'm not being left off the podium again. Not happening. And you made that decision. And I bet after that, everything you did was to reinforce that decision.
Oh, for sure.
You made some changes?
Yeah, I made some changes. I worked on getting faster. I worked on getting stronger. My landing at the time was still iffy, but it wasn't, I felt like it wasn't enough to make me lose. So me and my coach, we worked every year. We add a little bit to my landing to try to make it to where it's getting better and better and better. So by 2012, I was landing almost regular, like, because I used to land standing up. So now I'm at the point where I'm like getting dirty now. So we fixed that. I changed my nutrition. I started going to the chiropractor. I started acting like a professional athlete, basically. And
like for real, because what you were doing to that point, you thought you were doing it.
Yeah.
But you weren't really doing it.
I was relying on talent, basically.
Yeah.
So because I know I'm talented from the beginning. I know I could do some things. As a kid, I knew I could do some things that other kids couldn't do. Mm-hmm. And I felt like now that I'm a professional athlete, I had to act professional.
Yeah.
So I started doing things that most professionals would do, like, seeing a chiropractor, getting massages, things like that.
It's funny you say that. I was having a conversation with someone like recently, and they were trying to like set up what their goals were, but they weren't really on top of it. Like they weren't really doing it seriously. And I asked them about it. They was like, well, I'm talented, so I know that it'll just come together. And I was like, whoa. Listen, brother. I mean, like you said, when you were younger, you were better than everybody. But once you get to a certain point in life, everyone is talented. You start meeting people, everyone's talented. And the ones who win are the ones who are talented and work hard.
Exactly.
So if you think you could just sit around and rely on some talent, it's like you talk to kids who, when they first get to college, like, hey, kiddo, everybody here was a state champ.
Exactly.
So you better come correct and take it to another level. So I like, so you already was a beast. You already had springs, but you had to change everything and work even harder and recommit to it. And it paid off. You got that goal.
Yeah, it worked. It worked out. Those 4 long, hard years of, being dedicated paid off.
That's another thing people don't get. That's 4 years. That Olympic cycle is 4 years of just committing to this.
Exactly. You got to be committed. You got to be dedicated. Got to stay on top of everything that you feel that. And I started watching film. I started being more of a film junkie, which I'm still am to this day. So that paid off because I realized not only was I an athlete, but I was still am a student. So I have to be a student to my sport. And there were some things that I was missing. And just small details, the biomechanics of a jump and how much speed I need to bring to jump 24 feet or jump 23 feet. I needed to know that, and how to get off my penultimate quicker. I learned how to do that. It was a lot.
Sounds like you were increasing your knowledge, improving your skill set. I mean, these are just tools that are transferable.
Can't just run and jump. I thought that, but now that when I turned professional and understood the benefits of every little piece of the jump, it basically just elevated me up to another level.
Yeah. I don't want to just be direct with the question. I was trying to be, work into it, but I really want to know, in your career as an athlete, what would you say is just the most difficult obstacle that you had to overcome?
I have overcome an injury once, and I tore my hip labrum. And 2013, I tore my hip labrum. And I think that was like one of the hardest situations or hardest thing as an athlete that I had to overcome, was because after I was felt that I was healthy enough to come back, I couldn't jump past 680. And before that, I was a 7-meter jumper consistently. I was jumping 7 meters every year. And now I'm finishing my season up with 6.8. And I'm like, this ain't me. Like, and it got to the point to where, I felt like it was just, I was done. Like I was ready to retire. And so I ended up talking with a life coach, and we just realized that it wasn't me that wanted to retire. I just was tired of losing. Like I was getting my tail beat, and I don't like to lose. I'm just that competitive. And so she helped me get my mental back to where it needed to be back on the podium in 2016. I think it was, 2016. So, I had gave her a lot of love for sticking by me on that and helping me, because a lot of athletes don't understand how the mental plays a big part in being an athlete. And you have to have that mental state to be successful in this sport, because anybody can be on top. Just look at how many people are on top. But picture like somebody will be on top one year and the next year you never even hear from them. Like they don't even make a team.
Yeah,
all the time.
And you 7-time world champion, so you had consistency.
Yeah, you have to have that mental state in order, and it's hard being on top, and it's hard for everybody to be gunning for you and things like that. So that was kind of like one of the hardest thing I had to overcome as an athlete, was just getting out of my head about me retiring because I was hurt, or feeling sorry for myself because I wasn't jumping far. So
I'm sure that's going to be amazing to some folks to hear that, like, 7-time world champion almost gave up. So it's like, it's okay if you're at that point where you want to give up. That's it. We all get there, but it's like, you can't let it
can't give into it.
Mm-hmm. Can't give into it, and that's, you lived by that, and it paid off. And that's what it is. Can't give up.
Yeah.
Got to keep going. Come on. We know it's hard.
Yeah.
We got to win out here, folks.
But I had also realized that I wasn't the only one going through things. And had to just fight through that. If I had a certain amount of goals, and if I wanted to achieve them, I had to get out of my head of me retiring. I had to get out of my head of me not wanting to do this anymore, and just focus on getting stronger and getting back to that shape that I was in order for me to come back.
Did you ever feel the pressure that people put on you to, like, like you're representing them, like you're, they're looking up to you and you can't let them down? Do you ever feel any?
Yeah, I have that pressure now. Like I still feel like I'm that athlete that everybody look up to, because in all honesty, I'm the only athlete. I have the most medals out of all the athletes in every event, individual. I don't have any. Because we know.
This is why I say you're one of the best ever to do it.
I mean,
you actually don't get enough. I don't think actually, and why I'm glad you did this interview, because you don't get enough props, I think, personally. Because I mean, I know you're kind of shy and quiet. You're reserved, so I understand that. But I'm just saying, with your resume, and in addition to the other things that you do that we're going to talk about, I'm just saying, it makes you a special person.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I understand that, but I also understand the way track and field works.
Yeah. What have you done lately type of deal?
Yeah. And it's also the field part don't get as much love as the track part, because people wants to see how far somebody can run, how fast somebody can run, or how long they can run. But nobody really pays attention, or we just don't get enough media time for people to be involved.
Because if people watching you jump 24 feet, the whole stadium is clapping. Like the whole stadium is like, it's not, people are watching that.
Oh, for sure. We don't, the coverage for track and field is terrible.
It is.
They would rather us watch 10 laps of a 3K,
don't even get me started.
Instead of just zooming in and going, okay, we're going to veer off, or having like a little screen box at the bottom, we can still watch them running, but also that you're seeing the field event. So I'm gonna
have a lot of people mad at me since I'm a head coach. I don't care. They should just it should just be like the last 2 laps of the 10K
I agree.
The last lap.
Like it should be the first, show the first 2 laps.
The first 200 meters.
First 200 meters. And then if it's a big major change, zoom in and so and so just passed up this person. Now they're in second, third, whatever. And then go back to the field events where something is actually happening instead of watching people run in circles. For 5 minutes and then a commercial break, and then while we're away, so and so jumped this. Like we shouldn't be missing things like that.
And which is crazy because even the throws are exciting too. When people out there really
I love watching the throws. Oh, for sure. The throws,
high jump, everything.
The pole is getting ridiculous right now. These young kids are jumping, and we shouldn't be missing that because there's kids up under us that like those events too, and they should be allowed to see those type of great performances. And
not only that, but those athletes should get paid just as much as the sprinters and the other athletes.
I agree.
Well, there's an issue there as well because you can't, as hard as jumping is on your body, 7 world championships, that's an amazing feat. Like really, like who wins 7 world championships?
Yep.
Anyway, so it's like, like that's way more impressive than 1 year winning 100 or something. Like I don't.
And then that next year they're in the final, but they're not getting the medal. I mean, we can go on for days about how messed up the.
We gotta make some changes in this sport.
Yeah, we gotta make some changes. Hopefully some come pretty soon. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, we're gonna make them happen. So we just need some old folks to kind of give up some power.
Yep.
as always, it's a story.
The younger generation gotta take control for sure, most definitely.
Yeah. No, but people, I always hate when I hear someone talk about athletes like, oh, you're an athlete, but you're also smart, or they act like athletes are one-dimensional. When from my experience, athletes are always multifaceted, always, talented in many different areas. For me, that's always surprising when I hear someone say, I was talking to Tasha, or I think it was Natasha, and someone said, oh, you're an athlete, but you're also, I don't remember who it was, but have you ever heard anything like that? Am I making this up? Oh, hold on. I can't hear you. Did I do something?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear me before?
Yeah, I heard you now.
Oh, I would just, it's always, like I was saying, it's surprising when people always say something like that, for an athlete, because I look at your story and there are a lot of other things that you do. And to me, that's a perfect example of what an athlete is. I don't know why people look at athletes sometimes in a negative way, like, oh, you're just an athlete.
Because they feel like we should just do our sports and
shut up and jump, right? Like,
exactly, really? Yeah, right. But not understanding that kids around the world, majority of the kids around the world play sports, and they look up to athletes, and I feel like it is our duty to speak up on some stuff. So
we can't downplay the importance of sports. I mean, what are we talking about? We're teaching principles, discipline, work ethic, morals, sportsmanship, fair play. Sports teach you the reality of life. Other areas, you could fake it and you could act like you're in a make-believe world, but in track, you gonna line up and it's gonna be a time. And you can deny all you want, but when that person jumped a foot further than you, it's like
hold on.
You know exactly where you stand.
Or you gonna try to beat them. Right. It's competitive.
So sports, as a kid, sports are teaching you a lot. They're teaching you and they're preparing you through high school and college, and absolutely college sports are preparing you for the real world in a lot of ways. So I'm an advocate. I don't know. But so I want to get back to all these things that you're doing because they're wonderful things. The first thing is that, and I saw this in one of your interviews, I was adopted. And so I saw that you had adopted your son.
Yes.
And so,
my godson, yes.
And so, it's just, I'm an Ivy League head coach. I was Ivy League head coach at 30,
Nice. Yeah. That's a great accomplishment.
The monumental impact that you're going to make on on his life You don't even know it, but what you did is going to make such a huge difference in his life and will set him up to be able to do whatever he wants to do and be very successful. So,
that's exactly why. Yeah.
I know you think about it often, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know it's a difficult thing, but just know that, I'm a product of that. And so I know other people are a product of being adopted as well. So,
yeah,
you're gonna.
Yeah. that's the whole point. I wanted to give him a better life.
Yeah.
And be able to teach him some things.
Yeah, and so you're making a huge change in his life and other children. I see that you love working with kids. You do a lot for kids. You have tell me about your scholarship funds.
Yeah, so I have one. It's Allied Sports. It's based out in Maryland. I do that one every year. It's a $500 scholarship for whatever they would like to do. And then I have one at my hometown in Gulfport, Mississippi. It's the $1,500 for each student. They basically just write an essay, and the school picks the top 3, and then I pick the final one. And the school picks the topic, the principal picks the topic, or the assistant principal, whoever it is, picks the topic, and they just write like a 1.5 page. No, it's not even long. And basically what they would like for the scholarship, what they would like to do, whatever the topic is. And I just picked the final one, and and it goes towards whatever they needed to go towards. And it's not just sports related scholarship, it's anybody. I think one of the girls, the last one I did, she was in a band, and she was able to get that scholarship. And one guy, and then the guy, I think he just was a student that was going to a local college. So
that's
cool. I just want to find different ways and be creative of how I give back to my community, because I mean they stuck by me all these years, and I feel like it's my duty. My grandma always said, never forget where you came from. So I want to make sure I stay active in my community and let them know that people like me we all can make it out. Like, it's not just me. We have a lot of great people that come out of Mississippi, and I feel like it's my duty to show my face as much as I can. And I go to schools. I talk to kids at elementary school, middle school, high school. And I just make sure I'm at basketball games, football games. Like, I show my face, because I think they need to see that.
Yeah. No, that's a great thing to do. It reminds me of when I was talking to LaShawn. Who was I talking? I was talking to Michael Cherry, and he was talking about how when he was in growing up in Portsmouth, he would see LaShawn. And that motivated him to be like, man, I could get out of here running track. And now, he's has a medal and all that stuff too. So it's like, it has a huge impact. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Kids are looking at you like, I want to be like Brittney.
Oh yeah, I get it all the time. And it always brings a smile to my face, because I don't hide. I come full force. I want them to see me. Like, I ain't the only one that can come out of here. Like, you can do some good things too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you also okay, I want to let you talk about it. Black Panther.
Oh, the movie theater. Yeah. So I took my son and we went to see it up here. And I was like, this is such an impactful movie. I mean, not just for Black kids, but it was really big for the Black kids to finally see a Black superhero. And the question that my son had asked was, could he be a king one day? And that kind of made a big a light bulb. And I was like, you know what? If he's asking that, I wonder what other kids will see or think about, how they would perceive that movie. So what I did, basically, back in my hometown, I rented out an entire theater and invited as many kids as I could fit. And ended up, it was only supposed to be me paying for the kids, but then I got such a big response that I ended up paying for kids, parents, and getting kids popcorn. Like, they got the fun pack all for one big price. And I was like, you know what? That's what it's about for me. I want the kids and the parents to go enjoy themselves and have the kids watch this watch this great movie and just, learn or gain an experience or anything from it that they could, and got so many great feedback of kids and how they enjoy themselves and things like that. But rest in peace to Chadwick. But that was a very impactful movie for a lot of kids growing up.
Man, two things on that. One of my fondest memories as a kid was on Sundays they used to have free movies for kids. And my grandmother used to take me, and I used to go, and I watched Amistad, and it was the first time I kind of had seen it, and it was, that movie was a powerful movie, and I still remember it, and so, just doing something like that, giving a kid the opportunity to go see the movie, see a movie and be there. You never know how that translates down the line, and I hate when I hear critics of Black Panther who don't understand, who are like, oh, well, there's no place like that. And, oh, why are they acting, all the haters who say negative.
Yeah, for sure. No,
for him to ask, that's a deep question. Can I be a king? Like, for him to see, that's such a big boost to self-esteem, to see those, even though they're characters, they're fictional characters. But if you're not used to seeing someone with your complexion consistently in those positions, that royalty and just the power, and it's like, man, can I be like that? You're gonna and you're gonna inspire. So there's deeper meanings to some of these, these movies that people don't understand. So, and the fact that you put a bunch of little kids in there and gave them the chance to see that, a lot of little folks coming out there like, I want to be a king, I want to be a queen, I want to.
And that's what I wanted it to. The kids to go in there and be inspired, just the way he was inspired. I wanted them to go in and be inspired also. So, man,
you out here.
I think it did it.
Yeah, it did, man. You out here being a real life superhero, girl. All right. Oh man, see, this is even doper. See, you got so much stuff, man. You Thanksgiving. You gotta tell me the Thanksgiving story.
Yeah. So another thing that I just wanted to find a way to give back, and this was a conversation between me and my agent, and we said, what can we do that's something different? So we went to Sam's or something and bought turkeys, and we gave some away on the radio. We went to this place in Gulfport, my hometown, called Feed My Sheep, and they basically feed the homeless. So we went there and we gave them a bunch of turkeys to help feed the homeless. So they didn't have to buy any turkeys. They had turkey galore because I made sure they had everything. And then the other set of turkeys, we made gift boxes from my church. And we put the turkeys in there. We put stuffing, cake mix, sides, and delivered them to a little bit of more of the elderly type members of my hometown church. So that was a cool experience, going around just, providing Thanksgiving dinner for church members, and then making sure that the homeless had turkeys, and then making sure, families, we gave them away on the radio, make sure they had turkeys. So that was a cool experience. That was fun. It was a day filled of turkeys.
Yeah, man, when you running for mayor of Gulfport, did I say it right? I don't want to mispronounce
the mayor. Yeah, the mayor. Yeah.
You running for mayor or something? So I see you, a senator. You must be. Oh, I see what's going on.
Somewhere. Yeah.
I see what's going on. Nah, that's amazing. They're gonna be putting a statue up. Nah, that's amazing stuff. I always say, if we all can just leave the world just a little better place than it was when we came in. You don't gotta save the whole planet. But if you more positive than negative, right? Your overall energy.
Sure, that's why I focus on my community.
Exactly. You put a couple smiles. You put a couple smiles on people's faces, and this stuff is a domino effect, right?
Yeah,
sometimes you think you have to, you don't got to go buy someone a house. Sometimes all it takes is giving someone a meal on Thanksgiving who thought that no one cared about them. Like they didn't think anyone cared about them. And you gave them a meal and they're like, someone cares. I do matter. I'm important. And it can be motivating. So, the little things do matter, folks. This is great stuff. Getting me hyped. Sure. I'm gonna go start a scholarship fund because of you. So see, that's enough. For real.
It's a good.
You have a $500 one, and yeah, I'm gonna go do that because I didn't even think about it, but yeah, I'm gonna get into that. You coach at a community center too, as well, right?
Yeah, I had coached at a community college for 3 years. I stopped because I went ahead and got my master's. I wanted to get my master's degree. So, but yeah, I did that for 3 years. Coached the high jump 1 year, long triple another year, and sprint. My main goal, growing up, I always wanted to be a coach. So, what was the better way than just going out here using my time? I come home from practice, I don't do anything. So, just go out and give my knowledge to these kids and gain some experience while I'm at it. So it was a great 3 years. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Now you got a couple other hobbies. You play video games? You a gamer?
I do.
What game do you play?
Right now I'm playing 2K.
Man, I don't play y'all sports games, people. Everyone want to play sports games. I don't play sports games because first of all, I think sports games are easy. Yeah, I said it.
What?
I think because in a sports game,
it's not easy.
This is why in a sports game, I don't play sports games, but if we play 2K, if I pick the best team and you pick the worst team, I'm going to beat you.
Yeah, for sure. But online, if you play online and play with friends and play with randoms, you don't always win.
But hear me out. But if we play a fighting game, if you play me in Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, a fighting game, you pick the best character in that game.
You can still lose.
I pick the worst. You stand no chance.
Yeah.
That's why I play fighting games. There's a high. I feel it's a higher skills. You need more.
So
skills.
Yeah, I play. I have
I've seen people dunking nonstop with LeBron in 2K. So you can't tell dunking from the free throw on three people.
I play online. I create my own player and play online with my cousin. So yeah, we do that. I used to play Call of Duty, and then for Call of Duty though, if you're not in it when it first drops, you're gonna get shot up.
It gets depressing. You can't even move.
You can't move. You're not.
You don't know where they're at because they know the board so well. So you're like, come on.
Yeah, you can't come in that game late. So that's why I really don't play that game. Yeah. But I have Street Fighter. I like to play a lot of.
Come on, man. You don't have no. You don't play no Street Fighter.
I do. I got Street Fighter up here. I play Grand Theft Auto.
I'm gonna let you know you don't want the static in that Street Fighter. I'm pretty nice. I'm old school.
Yeah, my training partners, they're big on the Nintendo Switch. The Mario, Super Smash Bros. I cannot get into that game. That game is so hard.
My whole team, they play Smash. I don't play. I don't play.
Oh yeah, they love Smash. My training partners love Smash.
Were you in Rio?
Which one?
Were you in 2016 Rio?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were in Rio. That's right. That was your. Yeah. So you were in the game. Did you go in the game room?
I did.
See, they had Smash Brothers and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Folks were in there killing it.
Yeah, they killed that game. I can't get. I get toe up on that.
No, it's so funny. People who don't, video games, and it's like, in Olympic Village, there's literally a game room, set up for all the athletes, grown adults playing games. Because guess what? It takes your mind off of the fact you're gonna be in this 100,000 person stadium trying to break a world record tomorrow. So I'm gonna just play Donkey Kong.
Get your mind off of it and help you release some pressure and stress and things like that. So it's a good idea. The Olympic Village is a fun place to be. It's great to be around other athletes and other sports and things like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was there coaching in 2016. So that was my second Olympics, but my first one as a coach. So as a coach, you practice and then I'm not training. Man, I was running into some of my favorite athletes. I ran into Simone Biles in the dining hall.
Oh, nice, yeah.
You should have seen me. I was embarrassing. Everyone tried to be cool and not bother her. She just walking through. Everyone's in there. And I was like, man, I don't care what anyone say. I'm gonna go get a picture. I was like, man, she's amazing.
Yeah,
so.
I saw her. They were in the same part of where I was at, and I was on the elevator with all of them, and I was trying not to fangirl too. I was just like,
you was gonna fangirl.
I was fangirl. I was like, I ain't even gonna bother her, but I was cool.
You still pretty active on Twitter?
Yes, I am.
I don't use Twitter. You know why? That's why I don't get in Twitter beefs. I know about it. I heard about it. I heard about
Cardi
it.
B.
How you getting into a Twitter exchange with Cardi B?
Well, I guess it was before she had gotten bigger than what she is now. So it was just a conversation that I was having between me and a bunch of my Twitter fans, and I basically said that her and Offset weren't goals, and to me they're not relationship goals. Like, he cheats on her and she accepts it. So I said that, and I guess what she did was, like, you know how you get in the search bar, and she typed in her name, and I have a blue check. So it was easier for her to come after me. Yeah. It was easier for her to come after me, and she was, going off on me, trying to go off on me and all this type of mess. And I just said, you and Offset are not goals to me. Like, y'all aren't, it just is what it is. And I called her ring cloudy. I said her ring was cheap.
Oh, no. Yeah, what'd you say? She said it was like $500,000. You was like, nah, it ain't even that much. you like, nah, that's cat. That's cat.
Yeah. She got mad at me and started talking about how much money she got and all this type of stuff. Yeah, and I was like, girl, I could care less. Like, you obviously you don't know who I am, so maybe you need to look up who I mean. I don't have music money, but I mean, I do things too. So don't act like, I'm just some random out here. Like, you might want to Google me too. So I guess she realized who she was talking to and, like, deleted the tweets and all this type of stuff. I was like, girl.
That's right. Delete those tweets. You don't want none of this Gulfport, Mississippi. You don't play like that. It's the mayor of Mississippi. Yeah, this is the governor.
She was doing too much that day. Like, she really tried to come for me. But I mean, she's insecure and she's still that way. I still see her getting in arguments online with other people all the time. So
yeah. I mean, Cardi got hands, but you seem like you got hands too, though. So
I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's why I brushed it off so easily. I don't fight.
Yeah. Nah, you're cool. You're a cool character.
Yeah, I'm chill. I don't be.
But you turn it up when you compete, though.
Oh yeah, that's when the inner beast come out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right. So you're in training now. I saw that. I mean, you're still jumping. You jumped last year? You still were jumping 7 meters?
Yeah, year before last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was jumping in practice. I jumped 7 meters. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and even just a year before, you still jumped 7 meters. So you're still in the game.
Yeah. Yep, I'm still here.
Has the pandemic affected your training?
It affected it not too much, but a little bit, because I train at the Olympic Training Center, and like they closed everything down. So we had to like go to parks. I had to turn my garage into a gym, basically. Yeah. And so that kind of how it kind of affected me then. But other than that, it was almost like a blessing in disguise, because, it gave me another year to like work on some things and alter some things and try to make a run for this last year. So, I mean, you got to take it for what it was. It happened to everybody, not just me, and you just had to just adjust like everybody else did. So I didn't complain about it. Just worked harder on some things that I felt needed to be worked on.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. Some folks are like, hey, it happened and I had to make the best of it and use this opportunity to, work on other things or improve things or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. You just got to roll with it. I mean, I wasn't the only one affected. So you just take it for what it is and just try to adjust and make the best of it. And I feel like that's what I did, make the best of it.
What do you think of the field? What's long jump looking like right now? I'm a little out of the loop. I don't know if the listeners are big long jump, if they follow, but what's the game looking like these days?
It's actually looking pretty good. So far, there's 2 girls that already jumped over 7 meters. So one of them in high school, one of them in college, and another one is from, I forgot where she's from, but she's been in the game a couple of years, so she's capable of doing it. And then another girl, I think she went 7 meters too, from Russia. So, the game's looking pretty good. Which is something that I expected. It's Olympic year. I expect people to bring out the best of themselves, and which is why I love this time of the year, because everybody is gunning for it, and just every little piece of energy that they got, or every little piece of knowledge or anything like that, they bring it out at every meet. So it makes each competition harder. And not saying that you don't earn them at any other year, but you earn them this year because people are actually gunning for a spot on the Olympic team. So for us, it's for the USA, the college girl is the only one so far over 7. So I'm pretty sure my training partner just went 685, so she just hit the Olympic standard too. So it's going to be an interesting year to see who makes that team, because I know the last time we had Olympic trials, I don't know if it was 12 or if it was 16, but all 3 jumpers jumped over 7 meters. Like, you had to jump 7 meters to make the team. So I'm kind of going in that direction where that's probably what's going to happen.
For the non-track people, 7 meters. We got to convert it to feet for the. What is that? 23.
Basically 23, 1 or 2. So you have to go 23 feet in order to make the team, basically.
So if you're just new to track, or if you don't really understand that, go ahead and measure out 23 feet. Just take a look and see how far that is. That's how far Brittney is leaping, running and jumping. Insane. That's far.
It's pretty tough. That was the toughest Olympic trial I ever had, and I expect it to be the same way.
Oh yeah. So outside of this this medal that you about to get this year, what else does the future hold in store for Brittney?
So right now, like I said earlier, I want to look into getting into some coaching.
What level?
See, that's where I don't know yet. I'm still contemplating on if I want to go high school, community college, professional. I'm just trying to weigh my options right now. I know I'll get the opportunity to coach. I just don't know what level yet. So
it's all pros and cons,
Yeah,
college system.
Yeah, the college system. Then if you do professional, this is still traveling. High school, you're not so much, but you're developing athletes and I love seeing kids being able to further their career by getting them into college. So that's a huge thing for me too, just getting kids into college. So,
and I've noticed that the high school kids these days, goodness.
Oh, they're improving so much.
Oh man, it's clear that high school coaching has gotten a couple notches, couple steps better than when I was in high school.
Yeah, for sure. I was lucky enough to have a coach that was so knowledgeable. Not a lot of people don't get that opportunity. Some people just get like the old football coach to run the program, and just for extra stipend, and they don't know nothing about track and field. And they have an athlete that's really talented. They don't know how to, and this athlete is just running off of pure talent. But so I'm just weighing that option. I'm also I have a real estate company that I do some flip houses and things like that. So
you just flip a couple houses. Okay.
So I try to stay busy. But other than that, my main thing right now is to focus on this year, and just, wherever I fall is where I fall. Whatever happens, happens. If it's kids, I'm going for it. I'm just going to put 100% into whatever I feel like, but I know I want to be a coach for sure.
Well, it seems like you put 100% into whatever you decide to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. And definitely going to be following this year to see what you do. I'm looking forward to that as well. How can everybody follow you, keep in touch with you?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter, the LJ Beast. I'm on Instagram, the LJ Beast. I'm on Facebook for family purposes. But you can find me on Facebook too, under Brittney Reese. But I'm mainly on Instagram. I'm mainly on Twitter.
LJ Beast, or I gotta follow
the LJ Beast, yeah.
And what last piece of advice do you have for our listeners here? Athletes and non-athletes, because even non-athletes, they're dealing with life right now, this global pandemic, and they want to make it through this, but a lot of people are reassessing things and saying, hey, I want to make more money. I want to get a better job. I want, you know, a better life so that something like this can't knock me down as badly as it did. What kind of advice, you know, or I want to make a national team, or I want to win a medal. What piece of advice do you have for those folks listening?
I would say if you believe it, you can achieve it. You know, if you believe it and you put all your effort into it and try really hard, I believe that you can achieve anything that's possible in this life. If you work hard and do what you're supposed to do and just grind, and you will reap the benefits of anything that you put your mind to.
That's right. I love to hear it. Words of wisdom. So I appreciate it. Brittney. Thanks for taking your time and joining me tonight and going into your story. I mean, it's very inspirational, the things that you do. You know, like I told you, I'm getting on a scholarship fund. So I'm sure someone listening is like, you know what? I'm getting that job. I'm gonna go ahead and get this job. I'm gonna apply.
Get it.
Yeah, so I appreciate it because, like I said, man, you know, I know when you're in it, sometimes you can't see it, but 7-time world champion, you know, we're looking at you like, man, like that's, you know, I want to accomplish some stuff. So thank you again, and I wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it so much. Thanks for having me again.
Have a great evening. Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.